Okay, let's do the Chovos HaLevavos. Thank you. Yeah, we left off 644, the bottom paragraph. He had said when one does tshuva, it's not enough just to have remorse and commit yourself to do the right thing. That whatever you sinned, if the heart was sinful, whether it was harboring ill feeling, revenge, you have to do something positive with that feeling. You had a bad heart, have a good heart. Do good to people rather than harm people. The hand stole, you do a mitzvah with that hand, right? Everything should be, because that's part of the rehabilitation process. He says, person ate something that was forbidden. He wasn't permitted to eat. Or he had a forbidden sexual relationship. He violated Shabbos and Yom Tiv. Shua Sheker. It should be with the same part of the body, but he does it with the mind and the heart, doing it for the sake of Hashem. Yeah, this is important. It says you should do tshuva the day before you die. So Mishnah asks, do you know when you're going to die? So every day you should live. He brings out something here. You have to have a certain clarity of mind to do tshuva. Person gets older, person gets feeble. Could he do tshuva? Can't. Right? You see people, they're older. I mean, they can understand, but to be able to really grasp something as they should grasp it, they're out of touch. So he says that a person should live long years and he has sharpness of mind. He has sharpness of mind. And he intends to do tshuva and to purify his neshama from the sin. Regarding his creator, yeah. Your wisdom is your very own. You're the beneficiary. Good. No, that's the Rambam. Qualitative tshuva is when you're able to do the sin with the same level of desire. When a person loses interest, his strength, his ability wanes, or his interest wanes, it's not the same tshuva. Because as we discussed, because he has less temptation, the person is older. You know, people years ago, they were Mechal Shabbos, and they retired, they stopped being Mechal Shabbos. You know, years ago when the shuls had problem having minyanim, who made up the minyan? All the retirees. Because they didn't go to golden old age clubs. They used to hang out in shul. They were in shul all day. So they made the minyan. They put out the kiddush in the morning. That's what they did. That was their social activity. So why do they keep Shabbos? Because they retired, you know. They closed down the shop. Did they know what Shabbos is? I mean, I'm not talking about the details of Shabbos. But the reason why it didn't work is because they weren't able to work any longer. Is that tshuva? At a certain level, it is tshuva. Later, they came to a realization, you know, maybe whatever it may be. But it was only because of circumstance. So quality tshuva definitely is not quality tshuva. But in the area a person sins between man and God, this is much more difficult to do tshuva. Is much more difficult. He says something. Let's say a person goes and victimizes, steals from another person. What happens if you can't locate the person you stole from? The person ran a business for years, he short-weighted people. Could you, yeah, there's the obligation of restitution. You can never repay the people. You don't even know who they are, where they are. Osheomus, what happens if he should die? Before he knows who the person is, but he lives in a far-off location. So you have all these technical complications. Whatever you steal, and the moment you stole the money you stole, you lost, and you can't compensate the person. You don't have it any longer. The person says, "I wish I could pay you back," but it doesn't let you off the hook. You're not off the hook. There was a story many years ago where a certain person made a very substantial commitment to Lev Lachim. Okay, and this person, talking about very serious money, and this person would give his money, put it in a certain charity account in Israel, and that person was supposed to pass it on to Lev Lachim. So, and this person had a personal gripe against Lev Lachim, and they never gave him the money. Never gave him the money. He didn't pocket it. He had used it for other things, other charities. Did not give it to them. So it comes down to it. So they called me and said the money never came. So I looked into it. This person didn't give it. So person, he's not giving it because they're not this. He had all his reasons why. Okay. All of a sudden, about 2 years pass, comes down with colon cancer. This person. And this person calls him up in Israel and says to him, he had a relationship. He says, maybe you should give the money. He says, and maybe that'll be a reason for you to get better. He says, I have the best doctors in Sloan Kettering. Not worry about getting better. I'll be better. He says, you could have the best doctors. You don't correct this, and especially Rav Steinman has a kapeda on you, meaning Rav Steinman is upset. Okay? I'll tell you how it relates to what we're learning right now, what we're saying right now. He says, this and that. Finally, you came to a realization. He better make up with Rav Steinman. David, listen to this. It's good. It's a good story to tell over Shabbos. So he goes to Rav Steinman, and Rav Steinman says to him, he says, he says, okay. He says, but I don't have the money any longer. I can only pay it out over 10 years. Yeah, it was his amount. He says, I don't have that money. We're talking about, it was like minimally $500,000 million. That should have been given, which wasn't. He withheld the money for about 2 years. So he says, I don't have the money. What am I supposed to do? So Shlomo says, go borrow it. If you want to get better, go borrow it. Because he says, I know you have a claim. He says, not me. He says, all those children who could have been brought back to Yiddishkeit and were not because you withheld the money, that's the claim. God has no claim because I'm upset. Hashem is upset with you. So he says, go borrow the money. So he borrowed the money. He went to wherever he borrowed it, and immediately gave the money. This is the story, what happened. So you steal, you do the wrong thing, and afterwards you don't have the money to pay back. So what do? And you have nowhere to borrow the money from. What do? You got a problem. And that's it. There's so many variables to be able to really correct the wrong. Maybe the person died. Maybe you're not here. Maybe it's in other location. You don't have the means. There are multiple reasons. So it's not so simple to do tshuva. Even though between man and God, you're able to have the remorse and the commitment, but you can't always correct the wrong that you had done. Even if you ask the man says, I want to be paid back. If you don't pay him until you pay him back, you haven't made amends for what you did, the wrong.
So what happened?
Today, it's about 10 years beyond the illness. He had to have the surgery. Goes with a bag, but he's fully healthy.
So how does someone deal with these situations where he cannot possibly...
Later, he says, he'll tell you. He says that's why it's complicated. Later, if a person really does a tshuva shlema, Hashem will provide an opportunity that somehow you'll be able to find a solution how to deal with it, although it's nearly an impossibility. To be continued.